Okay, this is April, Easter week. Just wanted to do an update on the 70 Monte Carlo project. As you can tell, it looks like we're doing more tearing apart instead of putting back, but this is a good step in the process here today. We've got the manifolds off. Luckily, all the bolts here came loose. We're going to try to have those powder coated if possible. That seems to be a hard ticket to find around in this area. But anyway, a lot of the work to this engine was already completed by Albertson's Garage in Williamston. Pruitt's Transmission took care of the transmission in Anderson. Great places, highly recommend both shops. The shop in Williamston did the water pump, timing, chain and gear and gasket, and we already had a new fuel pump put on, but they did a lot. They did the intake gaskets, Patronics, just stuff I didn't want to mess with. New motor mounts. I noticed somebody patched a transmission line here. I don't really like that. Probably going to be replacing these transmission lines. Well, I will be replacing these transmission lines. They just look too terrible. Probably good time to go with new battery cables and some bigger cables to carry the current a little better. We have new power steering hoses already. The pumps looks bad, but it's in good shape. New alternator, but it's time to think about doing the vintage air swap. So here's what's going to have to happen in the next few days and in the coming next week or two. This week, you'll see this firewall. This will be painted hot rod black from here down. I'll also be doing some touch-ups around the harder to reach areas with just a rattle can. I'll be painting a lot of this chassis black with probably just a rattle can. It doesn't have to be, this needs to look good. The cheap, not dollar store paint, but the $4 or $5 can of Kryline's plenty good for areas like this. This will be done with a gun. This will have to be detailed, but what I'm doing here is I'm working from the inside out. I'm going to leave the water pump on. Since it's new, the balancer's already been painted. I'll just get, enough paint down in here. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but it's going to look really good. There's also probably some more degreasing to be done down under this area. We've just worked our way into getting more and more of the soot off the engine from the years of sitting and all that. So this is what we've got. Okay, I wanted to briefly mention the vintage air situation. This is the unit. I have this in my grandpa's car I installed. It's a very good unit here. It's all here. I'll be going through that process as well. Kind of aggravating at times, but with this car not having the windshield or anything, it'd be easy to get to everything and route everything. And of course the hoses will be coming out here and go down through there. So here's what's got to happen. Engine's painted, firewall's painted, jambs are painted, vintage air goes in, radiator support goes back on, transmission lines, once that's painted, and then the car is going to start being put back together. It's the second week of April, third week of April. We should be seeing some color, if not late this week, next week. And we very well could be doing this tomorrow. So that's the update on the car. Keep checking back for updates and we'll go from there.